Hello doll friends, welcome to March Payne's Midlife Dolly Crisis. I'm Kim, and March has very generously allowed me to take over his channel for a moment, which should concern you slightly, because today March and I are letting fate decide which of our boxed dolls finally gets unboxed. We each made a list of the dolls we haven't unboxed yet and sent those lists to each other. This is March's list. I printed it out and I'm cutting the names into strips and then I'll drop them into a bowl. We agreed to let the fickle finger of fate decide which doll gets released from their cardboard prison. No switching, no editing the outcome. Whatever gets picked gets opened. So today, I'm choosing the doll that March will unbox right here, right now. I haven't looked. I genuinely don't know what I'm about to hand him. All right, let's see what fate has decided. March, you will be unboxing Barbie Extra number 15. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Hello, and welcome to this collaboration video with Kim from The Dolls Which in the Wardrobe. And as you will already have seen from Kim's intro, this is the doll that I'm going to be opening today. So thanks to her for filming that, and obviously if you pop over to her channel you will see that I have filmed her intro for this collaboration. Hashtag Doll Fate Challenge. So here is our Barbie Extra, which Fate has decided I'm going to be opening today. She's number 15. I have actually unboxed the Barbie Extra doll for a while on the channel. I do actually quite like the dolls. I know that they've had a bit of stick over the years. I think because of some of the fashion choices perhaps and the whole pet thing, but you know, I think on the whole the actual base dolls are pretty nice, and certainly I think screening wise with a lot of them they're actually really good. Looking at this doll inside the box, her actual outfit and style seems a bit more cohesive apart from the elephant in the room, or should that be the pizza slice in the room. But we can see all that once we get her open. I should say that she was released in 2022. So if we put the box over on the back, so we can kind of see some dolls here. I don't know when these ones were released in relation to this one. I kind of feel like this doll was released with kind of like a smaller wave of dolls maybe. It was possibly coming towards the end of them, but I can't quite remember, to be honest. And it has been a few years since the Barbie Extra doll sadly crossed that rainbow bridge. So rather than bore you with actually doing the unboxing on camera, I'm going to take her off, I'm going to unbox her, and then we'll have a look at the doll and all the stuff that she comes with. So look, before we have a look at the doll herself, we're going to have a look at the accessories here. So I'm just going to move her off. There didn't seem to be an awful lot of accessories. Sometimes in these dolls, obviously there must be Barbie Extra, so they're meant to be kind of a bit extra and you would get a lot of accessories. Maybe she's wearing most of hers, because all that we basically had that was separate from the doll in the packaging were these items here. So there's 4 items altogether, and I'll bring them up to the camera. We'll do the dog first, shall we? Because I know everyone is going to be very excited to see what they look like. There we go. So it's a Dalmatian by the look of it, because of the black spots. We've got this sort of pink metallic bow on the top of its head. I don't know if you can remove it or not. It's on... Oh yeah, so I think you can take... Yeah, you can take it out and put it in again. There's also sunglasses, which again you can remove. There's the dog. There's a kind of an odd feeling to this with the plastic. It feels maybe slightly sticky. I guess a problem with keeping these dolls in their boxes for such a long period of time is that occasionally the plastics will start to sort of react with each other. And this was basically in sort of like a moulded piece of plastic, covering it, like a clear piece. So yeah, I don't know if that would have affected the plastic in some way or what, but look, it's out now. We've then got these two pieces. So we've got a pair of sunglasses, I'm guessing. So they are sort of a light purple colour, and they're quite sort of perspexy, so you can kind of see through them. And they've got this kind of detail here of, I think, silver studs just along the bottom there. They are obviously this kind of odd triangle shape, but I suppose it's going to look interesting on her, that's for sure. The other thing we've got is this, which I presume, oh, it's a mobile phone, but it is a mobile phone, but it's also got this kind of weird thing at the back, which means that you can actually stand it up like that. I'm not sure why you would do that. Surely it would have been nice if she could have held the phone rather than it just being something that you kind of prop up. But yeah, so that is that. And then lastly, but obviously not leastly, we have this amazing purse that she has, which is in the shape of a pizza slice. There's lots of details on this, to be fair. You know, we've got sort of heart-shaped pepperoni, and we've got mushrooms on there and olives as well, and they're all kind of different colours, which is nice. Obviously you can't open this, and it is kind of like the thinnest purse you'll ever see. We've got Barbie Extra stamped on the back, and we've got this kind of handle here with studs on, but they don't have any details on them. It's all right. It's actually horrible. What am I talking about? Why? I don't understand. This does not go with anything. I don't know. It just seems really odd to me. It doesn't go with anything. It feels really jarring. At least if you want to give her something a bit more sort of interesting or different to her outfit, at least tie it in with something else that she might be wearing. Don't just sort of give her something completely out of the blue. It's basically like they plucked this. It's basically like maybe they had a bowl with things in it, and they kind of blindly just picked one as well, and they let fate decide on what purse she was going to have, because surely this is not the one. But anyway, this is what she's got. So that is the purse. So let's have a look at the doll now. So here's our gal here. She was kind of as you expect to have to try and get her out of the box. She had kibble tags in the back of her head. She mainly had sort of bands around her, which weren't too bad, really. So yeah, there wasn't too bad. Sometimes they'll put kibble tags in the actual clothes, but I think with this one, I think we're okay, which is probably a good job, because with this kind of fabric here, it probably would have left holes. So let's go from the top down, maybe. So obviously she's got this really beautiful long black hair. This was one of the reasons that I wanted her, because you don't often get them with actual sort of black hair, really, do you? And obviously it's long and sort of, I don't know if it's slightly crimped or if it's just the way it was in the box. I think it's probably meant to be straight. But because of the kind of the rubber bands that they put in there, it has got a little bit of a kink running through it. But it's actually all right. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's meant to be there. So that's fine. So she's got a very kind of heavy eyebrow. And she's got some sort of purpley eyeshadow by the looks of it. She has brown eyes. And she's got a purple lipstick. Now, they've done that annoying thing. And it's not too bad on her because she's not sort of grinning inanely. But they basically painted on a mouth which doesn't quite match the moulding, which I always find a bit jarring, to be honest. I don't really like it. Pixelation wise, I think we're okay. I don't think there's any issues with the actual screening of her. I do quite like her face. It's actually quite simple. I think there is a bit of blusher on her cheeks as well, but there's nothing kind of like overly done. I suppose, you know, with an outfit like this, you wouldn't want to gild the lily too much, would you? In her hair, she's got these little sort of hair grips in, which are a kind of a metallic silver. Now, these look like they're kind of sewn in, so that's good. At least they aren't kind of like banded in, because you know what happens to rubber bands sometimes if they remain in hair. I I don't really know what they're meant to be. It looks like there's kind of a row of sort of silver studs, and then there's a star and a few kind of round beads maybe, I don't know. But it's all kind of like that metallic silver. So it goes quite well with this amazing outfit that she's wearing. She's also got earrings on. If I can, you know what, maybe I'm going to take this off because it might be easier for us to see. And how does this, oh, this has got a stud on. Okay, so this is essentially like a jacket that she's wearing, this silver top bit here. It's got these kind of bat wings, which are very kind of 80s, which I like. This is actually a collar that's attached. I wasn't sure if it was attached. I thought maybe it was kind of like a scarf that she had. But it is collar shaped as well, and that seems to be sewn onto the jacket. So this is, I don't know if you can hear, but it is that very sort of, I suppose, faux silver leather, if there is such a thing. There's almost like a pattern in this as well, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It almost looks like a sort of a checkerboard pattern, or a sort of tiny sort of squares through it. But yeah, I mean, it's very nicely done. There's, you know, everything is kind of finished off around the cuffs and everything. There's no raw edges. We've got this sort of belt around the waist part here, and we have a belt strap there, but it's actually got a press stud there, which holds that together. So look, let's take this off and then we can see what she's got underneath. I actually didn't know she had anything on underneath, to be honest. I thought this was like the outfit. So let's remove that. Okay, so look, let's talk about the jewellery first. So she's wearing these silver sort of dangly earrings here. They're very nice. I think the only thing with these is the fact that you can't remove them. And I kind of understand why they do that. But when you get other dolls from Mattel, you are able to remove the earring. So I don't particularly understand why with these ones they wouldn't allow you to do that. Because surely that would then give you more chance to be able to swap them out with other dolls that you might have. But never mind. So look, that's the earrings. And again, you know, they kind of match the silver grips in her hair and obviously the silver outfit she's in. She's also got two necklaces. So she's got a simple kind of like twisted silver choker there. And then we've got this one, which is actually very nice. I don't think this is as silver as the rest of it. And it's not that kind of metallic silver kind of material that they use. It's more like a sort of a grey silver, which is kind of painted on by the looks of it. We've also got these purple jewels in it. It's actually a very nice necklace. I feel it might get a little bit lost because of everything else that she's got. But it would be nice to see that kind of on another doll maybe, or, you know, if she were to get redressed, maybe she could wear this and it would show it off a bit more. She's then got this actually quite nice top on. So it is a polo neck or a roll neck, or I don't know what you call it where you are. She's got this high-necked purple top with all these really nice sort of purple hearts all over it. It's actually a really nice piece. It's quite sort of 60s looking almost. And as I say, it was kind of a nice surprise because I didn't think she had anything on underneath that jacket. I thought that was literally going to be it. If we go further down, we've then got this skirt. So I've got this skirt already, not in this silver material, but in other kind of metallic material. I'm sure I've got it in kind of like a pink material, but again with that kind of metallic sheen to it. The material for this is different than the material of the jacket. The jacket material is a lot thicker, and you can kind of hear that. This is kind of like fabric which has got this sort of metallic bit over the top. This might be more prone to the whole perishing or crumbling issue that you get later on with this kind of metallic material than the actual one that is kind of proper sort of plastic. But I don't know, I guess only time will tell really, won't it? So it's got this kind of ruffle thing on the side here, and as I say, I think I've got another one of these. It's probably, you know, a pattern that they've used a lot. It's nice, it's kind of interesting. It's more sort of interesting than just a normal kind of short skirt. So then if we go further down, she's then got a pair of purple boots on, which are actually very nice. We've got these sort of silver painted buckles on the side, and they're actually on both sides, which is interesting. All the other sort of elements for this are just kind of moulded in. So we've got these straps which are just kind of moulded in. The actual sole of the shoe is just moulded in. But they're actually very nice shoes. And I'm guessing by the look of the foot that she is a high-heeled Barbie Extra doll. Because I know that some of them do have flat feet, but she must have heels if she's wearing these kind of heels that she's got on there. So I'm going to get her back in a full outfit and we'll have a final look at her together. So here she is. I haven't put her jacket back on, but obviously if you check the pictures out at the end, I'll show her with and without the jacket on so you can see what it looks like. I actually really like this doll. Obviously I'm not a huge fan of this purse, but I suppose maybe it's a bit of fun and possibly kids liked it. So I do really like her dark black hair as well. That was one of the things that drew me to her. And of course, this kind of silver look is, you know, quite eye-catching. I think teamed with the purple, it's actually very nice. If you look down there, you can see the little dog at the bottom there as well. It may have been nice if they'd given the dog a purple bow rather than that kind of like deep pink bow, and maybe some purple glasses as well, just so the dog would actually go with the doll. But look, let me know what you think of her down in the comments down below. Thanks again to Kim for filming such a nice introduction to our unboxing today. Remember to check Kim's video out, and I will put a link to her channel in my description box. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and please share the video with anyone else you know who might like this kind of fated content. So until the next time, take care, bye.